So I get a lot of questions from people who ask how they can help. And one of the best ways that you can help inspire other people is by sharing your story. The more people who share their story, the more people will be inspired to get involved. So today I'm going to share the story of a member from our community. He's awesome. His story is amazing. And if you want to share your story, then email me, cam@gamequeers.com, and I'd love to feature it, whether that's in a video or a blog post. The more people who share their story, the more people will be inspired to make a change. And you're watching this video, you're involved in this community because I shared my story, and now that's had an impact on so many different people. So now is your chance to get involved as well. So I hope you'll email me, and I hope you enjoy today's story.
I started gaming when I was about 6 or 7 years old, before going to primary school, basically. What I liked about games at first were simply the adventure, the fun I was having while playing with my friends, and that was pretty much it for at the beginning. It was all just for fun, just a form of entertainment at the very beginning. Later on, I liked gaming for very different reasons. Maybe not so different, but I like that I could escape from my life in which I was having various problems. I had a community of like-minded people with whom I could talk about when outside gaming. I wouldn't really have anyone to talk to. And I also, as time went on, liked the competitive aspect more and more. So eventually it wasn't about fun for me at all. And in later stages I would only really care about my rank in multiplayer online games. And that would be seemed like the major reason why I played then. Like I didn't do it for fun. I noticed that gaming became a problem to me at the end of high school because it was obviously affecting my life. My grades were dropping. I actually barely finished high school. I barely had the good enough grades to go through exams. And I wasn't very conscious about it at first, but it was readily apparent that something was amiss, that something was very wrong. And I did understand on some level that gaming was really bad for me then, but not enough to change anything, because even though maybe I did understand that it was a problem on some level, it was a problem that saved me from dealing with fears and pain and problems in real life. So I didn't want to admit that it was because of that, because I wouldn't have anything if not for them then. The consequences that gaming was having is that some of the most hurtful ones are I dropped all the hobbies that I cared about in the past. I was very almost obsessed with making movies. I actually worked throughout the summer, in one particular summer, and I would work overtime almost very many days just to get enough money to buy a camera and make movies. And before that I was interested in parkour, and I was in a rock band in high school in the beginning years. And in general I was just very interested in many things and had different hobbies, and they all disappeared as time went on and I played games more. The other consequence is that when I had really shallow relationships with the people closest to me, with the people about whom I should have cared the most, when my mother was dying of cancer, it took about a year from when we got to know it the first time. Since gaming was the absolute only thing that I really cared about, I and I was nursing her too at the home for a period of time. But I didn't. I loved my mother, but I didn't. Every time I was with her, partially because it was uncomfortable seeing your mother in pain and you not being able to do anything, but also because I just wanted to go play games as soon as possible. I would rush those things and never really spend a long time talking to her or having any stronger bond with her. So, and I also, in some instances, should have acted as some sort of authority. I was supposed to know what to do and how to help, but I didn't. I was very mature, and I didn't know how to deal with problems of where to go in a hospital, etc. And yeah, I didn't spend as much time as I could have otherwise with my mother as she was dying, and I just basically rushed to play games instead of caring for my mother. Other parts of it is I dropped out of university. I never realized or what I want to do with my life, what I find purposeful, or what I may be good at, or maybe something, anything about careers, anything like that. I've had thoughts about it, but there was never a conclusion. I lost some friends. I alienated a lot of people. I developed really bad habits. I wasted a lot of time doing something that I now understand was just bad. Not, I don't know how to phrase it. There were a lot of bad things. A lot of things that when I think about the past, which I don't do these days, but when I do regret. Although I do not ruminate over them. So basically, to put it short, is bad relationships, not caring. It was not caring. It was not caring about anything besides gaming. And it not only extended to doing chores or caring about your own hygiene, but it extended to the most valuable things in life, which are the people closest to you, your life purpose, your goals, your achievement, your improvement, all of those things, which I thought would have been important even if you are a gaming addict, but when you are, they're really not. You only care about the game. At least I did. I decided to quit 38 days from now, I believe. Yes, it is 38 days from the time that I'm recording this. And it was because I found a game quitters community and a stop gaming subreddit and other people who have been through similar things that I have been through. So it was immensely helpful. The benefits of quitting are enormous even after a short period of time. They're not something amazing if you have your life together. But for me, I've done things I otherwise would have procrastinated on and never finished or even started. And I did so many of them. Like things that would have taken me 3 to 6 months, I did in a day or two. And I feel a lot happier. I've cleaned my room. I've exercised a lot more. I started going to a martial arts class. I developed way stronger bonds with people close to me because I was more open and not reluctant to talk to them because of guilt or shame. And in general, I feel a lot happier and energetic. And this is still only the start. I still notice myself doing a lot of things wrong. Still procrastinating too much. Still maybe sometimes browsing the internet too much, which can be a very similar problem. But even though I still have a lot, an incredible amount to grow, I did a lot through this last month. Way more than I would have otherwise. What's anything else that I'd like to share? Even though you might not necessarily know it or feel it at the moment, if you're a gaming addict, you are ruining your life. And you're doing things that down the line you're gonna regret a lot. You're losing your ability to... You're losing most likely you're losing the most valuable years of your life through which you can grow the most, potentially. That's not to say that you should feel like you shouldn't do it if you're older, but you have to be realistic about this, and you're losing all the things that make life worth living. All of them. Life purpose, family, anything. And you're never really learning anything about yourself. And if you continue doing what you're doing, down the line, 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now, you're gonna find yourself being in the exact same place that you are right now mentally, and probably in a lot worse place, if we're being honest. So do it now. And if you do decide, or not decide, but you feel like you want to do it, but there's something missing, you don't know if you can, you will at first think, oh, I've put in so many hours into this, etc. Or you will think, oh, my friends, everything else. It's not an easy process. And most importantly of all, you have to be easier on yourself. Because it's very likely that you've been depressed and hated yourself and tried to improve yourself through hating yourself and saying I'm a worthless piece of shit and I have to do it or something along those lines. And it doesn't work long term. Maybe you can do something for a few days, but it doesn't work long term. So if someone says that what you're doing is easy and stupid, like cleaning your room for the first time, or I don't know, anything that might be very easy for others but is difficult for you, understand that you're still doing great steps that are gonna improve your life a lot. And that's all I have to say.
So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed watching his story, and if you want to share your story, email me, cam@gamequeers.com. I'd love to feature it, and you sharing your story will make a massive difference in the lives of so many other people. So I hope you'll email me, cam@gamequeers.com, whether you want to share it via video on the YouTube channel or in a blog post on the Game Quitters blog. I'd love to feature it, and you can inspire millions of people around the world. Hope you're having a great day, and we'll talk soon.